Hi and welcome to the Visibility Show. I'm Melissa Groom, your host, and I'm here today with my very special guest, Dianne Caldwell. She is a talent dynamics, flow and performance consultant. Dianne Caldwell is the mother of two young adults with a passion to help other young people understand their talent and greatness. Dianne is a certified talent and wealth dynamics flow and performance consultant through Roger Hamilton's Entrepreneurs Institute. Dianne has launched her own business, Live the Passion, which you can find at livethepassion.com.au. And she recently started a free Facebook group to help young people learn about the Talent Dynamics Profile Test and Debrief that can reveal your profile and strengths to work with and achieve flow for your future path in life. So you can join at Discover Your Talent and create your own income. And we'll put a link to that group underneath this video for you to join and get to know Di and all the other wonderful people in there who will inspire you to dig deep and find that passion.
Thank you very much for having me.
You are welcome. Why don't we tell our viewers today a little bit about why you do what you do and how you got started in becoming a talent dynamics flow and performance consultant?
Well, I guess that goes back a long way, Melissa. And first of all, I'd like to say thank you for having me, because I wouldn't be here without you today. And the exact reason that I know people do struggle in life with really doing things that really are very uncomfortable and they're not in flow is really very, very passionate, in my heart now, because as a teenager, I struggled at school to be able to find what I wanted to do in the world. And, that is very real if I think back to that moment. And I think I love the saying, our mess is our message often. And when, my children were growing up at school, and especially in the teen years, that, made me again be very, very mindful of, people trying to choose their path and the indecision that I saw going on at the schools and all of that. And I actually, then I did actually, I was actually on the personal development path, and I had, in my 40s, I had been to You Were Born Rich by Bob Proctor, and it changed my life. And I remember that program. It was a whole weekend program. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, how come I didn't learn this at school? And, how much power we have, just within ourselves to choose to be whatever we want to be. And from that moment on, I became a personal development junkie. So, I took some programs to the school at those times and made a big impact with the youth speaker that I actually promoted. And from there, my children are all grown up now, adults, and really happy with what they're doing. So that makes me very, very, fulfilled in that way, that we can just make that little bit of a difference if we, teach other people how to believe in themselves, particularly young people. That's what my passion is. And I guess from there, I got introduced to talent dynamics through the community that I was involved with, Entrepreneurs Institute. And when I saw this tool, this Talent Dynamics Profile Test and Debrief, and I actually did it myself, it was so amazing that, it just provided the knowledge and the understanding that you don't have to be great at everything, that your talent is really very different from, look, your talent, for instance, with, what you do with, your videos and things like that, as I said, has even just given me the courage to get on here. And that's because I have a message, and you always remind me and others that you teach that, that it's not about us, it's about the message. And that's really what's given me the courage to get on here today and really express what I believe I can do to help young people, particularly around the time where, they're leaving school and they're trying to sort of choose their path and perhaps the university degree or something to that effect. And it's very sad to see people get on that road and they actually find, like even halfway through university, that it's not really what they expected. They don't like the course they're doing. And then looking at, what we do as parents to sort of provide the finances for that, and what it's costing us and what it's costing them to actually, take the wrong path and end up perhaps even at the other end without any possibilities, because of what's going on now is really, really what's made me come back into wanting to really do more work with talent dynamics, and to actually provide a way where people can, first of all, believe in themselves. Because when you do this profile test, and there is a debrief that follows that, which is really the magic that happens, because people then realise that they don't have to be good at everything. And I think in the school system, that isn't the case. And of course, you have to learn other things. But, it's all about enter scores. It's all about getting to this point where you have to fit into something. And, that's just, the only choice you have. And then you choose, because of an enter score. I see that a lot. And, I see a lot of people then, if they don't get what they want and the right path in perhaps university, for instance, they actually feel a failure, and they go and think, well, I haven't got the ability to do what I want to do. I didn't get the enter score. And that's where I see, I'm in regional Victoria, and, I see a lot of, well, I know it's everywhere now with young people. They're just given up hope, and there's the drugs and the suicide and all of that. It just really touches my heart. And I know that it's just possible to do this psychometric test is just a way of revealing to them where their actual strength is, and the fact that they don't have to beat themselves up about what they're not good at, because there's always something that they are good at. And that's what I work with, and that's what I actually have done. I've got amazing testimonies of that, and I've been doing that for over 7 years now. And now it's time to step up, and I'm really trying to ask for help in that way, that the people on this call I know are entrepreneurs, and I know that like me, you actually understand that, we're not taught the things that personal development teachers at school. So it's all about just helping them discover the things that they don't know that they don't know. And I love that saying, you don't know what you don't know. And I think you'd agree. And Melissa, we were talking yesterday about this, and you were saying, like, with the COVID and with the fact, even I think your adult children, which are amazing, they've actually, upskilled, or they've diversified, because they have the understanding from growing up in your household that, that what's possible in an entrepreneurial world. And we're seeing a lot of that, aren't we, on the media and on social media. People are, really looking at what they can do. And I believe there's so much they can do, and they can create themselves. They can create their own income. So, yeah, it'd be nice to hear what you've experienced with your adult children.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if you know the statistics with people going to university and actually not using their degree, or not actually getting a job, but I've seen that a lot in my family and extended family, where people have done degrees and ended up with a massive debt. So, I have encouraged my kids to explore their interests, their hobbies, their creative side, because I think it's really important for them to tap into that before they even consider university or what career they're going to have. And you can explore things as a hobby on the side, in your spare time, on the weekends, even if you've got a job. So my daughter was enrolled to go into university. She didn't get the ATAR she wanted, so she did the bridging course, and she was going to go and do business because she wants to have her own fashion label. And then she decided that, no, I want to go and travel the world and go and see the world before I knuckle down and do uni. This was before COVID. This was last year. But she thought, I'll get a job in a bar to start with and save some money to go and travel. And then COVID hit, and she rang me and she said, Mum, what am I going to do? Just lost my job and I've got no money. I said, well, you're going to upskill. You're going to use your brain and you're going to upskill. You've got resources there. You've got talents. She was in the modeling industry, influencer industry, and she has a very good eye for detail. What looks good, what doesn't look good, whether that's your home, your outfit, you know, on social media, what looks good. So she just picked up a camera and just started offering to take photos for people at first for free, just to build her experience up and build her portfolio up. But in a matter of weeks, people were actually like paying her because she is very good at what she does. So she's been able to do that as well as keep her part-time job at King's Cliff Surf Club. And then my son, he does video editing and filming. So he's been doing all of that for my clients behind the scenes, even though he's immunosuppressed and has a letter from his doctor saying he, you know, shouldn't be working and shouldn't be out there with people. He's still able to do it in, you know, the capacity where he might go to a business place and there's only one person and there's social distancing, you know, or he's doing the video editing at home. So they've seen me go through my, you know, divorce and having to reinvent myself after not working for 7 years as a stay-at-home mum. And I agree, personal development is one of the best things we can be doing, regardless if we are an entrepreneur or not. And I think to the day we die, it's a very important tool to always be learning and growing as a person, you know, to be the best that we can be and to equip ourselves with whatever life throws at us. So whether it's COVID, whether it's a divorce, whether it's having children with special needs, as the case was in my case, you have to find what are your strengths, what are your skills, what are your talents. And I've done the profile test with you, the talent dynamics test with you, and I discovered that I was a star.
You are a star, a big star.
What does that tell me about the different quadrants and the different things that people can discover in the profile test and how that works?
Yes, thank you. That is really interesting because, like, you know, it's all right to say that you're a star, and I'm actually a supporter profile. So it's like, okay, well, people can just sort of take their own, you know, imagination and think about that. But basically what happens is that we have 8 profiles around energy. So what happens is a psychometric test is very simple. It's done online. It's really fabulous because it's global and it's used all over the world. As I said, this is not just something that you know, is a you know, a little thing out there. It's actually used globally in big businesses and everything. So it's something that, as I said, I've been certified with. But basically what it does, it actually works, the difference between this and the DISC profile and the Myers-Briggs and all that, it's actually working on our energy. So we're all energy. I think you'd agree with that. And it's where we work in flow with our energy. So I, just as an example, I'm 78% extrovert. I'm 78% what they call blaze energy. And if you, like, you know, put me in front of like a computer, like today, I do this with courage because of my message. But if, you know, if I'm totally always put in a place where I'm doing facts and figures and thinking on that level, and there's those introverted sort of ways of talented people, then it does my head in. It actually stops me in flow. And so I'm a people person, and I love talking to people and helping people and all of those things. And we all do in certain ways like that, but it's how our energy is expressed. And when you really understand that really in detail to your profile, everybody says to me, oh my gosh, how does that know that so clearly? And then you know what to say yes to and what to say no to. So for instance, I am a team player. I absolutely hate doing things on my own. So I've been very successful in teams because I have that supporter profile. I actually gain energy from other people and I inspire others on the other end. So it's all about how you operate and how you actually benefit from being in that energy. So energy is very important. And if we're giving our energy to the wrong thing and we're sort of trying to push ourselves into a position or a path that isn't what really is in flow for us, then it's going to feel like we're swimming upstream all the time. So that's why people, I think it's 65% or more. I'm sure it's a lot more now of people hate their jobs, because when I was at school, you were taught to actually just get a job to get money. That was it. But these days, as you said, Melissa, the world has just got so much opportunity. But what I see, and I'm so grateful that I'm speaking to entrepreneurs here today, because what I do see is, since I've gone on the personal development journey, and, before that, and others that haven't, it's what value that you see in these sorts of tools. And I think that, it's really, sort of hard. For instance, when I did the programs through the schools, I mean, those parents, some of them had never even understood personal development. So if you don't see the value and you don't understand it, then why would you pay for that? Why would you, and it's a very little amount of money to pay for just a test and a debrief, considering what you just said about paying for university and the pain of like years and years of our children, like coming out the other end with no possibilities, when really, if you could tap into their talent now and you could actually understand, then we can figure out. I always look at what they're passionate about and then apply, like you said your daughter did with the photography. You just apply your skills and your flow to what you're passionate about, and you can create any business. She just did it. My daughter's a fashion photographer too. And, it's just lovely to see them in flow. And, there's certainly, a lot of people out there, as I said, that are actually now understanding, because they're stuck and they're understanding that they have to think outside the box. But the point is that in the school system, I don't think that it actually gives them the belief like we have in an entrepreneurial world. And what I want to do is actually introduce them to that and show them and teach them in my Facebook group that I've just created. And I'm inviting everybody that is on this call, because basically I'm talking to here entrepreneurial mums, and I know all of us want that for our children. We want to see them inspired. We want to see them doing something they love. And why can't we do something we love and get paid for it? That's my question. It's just different in an entrepreneurial world, because we don't need to find a job if we can create one. I love it. And when the way you do that is by adding enough value. So when you know your value, when you understand yourself and you know how to add value to somebody else, you don't need to find a job. People want to hire you because you're showing how you can add value to their business or their life, just like Grace did. And I know Grace, she's just amazing. So I'm very excited for her, actually. So it's just warms my heart. It's my passion to really take people through this, because I find that young people, and I'm looking sort of more at, as I said, the decisions just at the end of high school right through to up to 30 years of age. I had a girl that she's actually interviewed on my group. If people go across and want to have a listen, she actually has just launched her own business, and she has had 2,000 followers on Instagram. She's known as the girl who loves cosmetics, and she just did it as a hobby. And now she's turned that into a full-on business and loving it, because she just never realized that she could turn it into a business. And it's just so inspiring to see. But she did need mentoring, and she did need help with that. And I think we all need mentors. So I'd love people to, as I said, help me to help these young people. And you might know one, you might have one in your own life. But, this is the free Facebook group. This is actually an opportunity where I'm going to teach what it is that Talent Dynamics does. And really, that's all it is. It's a profile test, a psychometric profile test that delivers a report. It's quite extensive, and it's very interesting, because you get the report on all the profiles, and you learn, when you learn about other people and their abilities and their talents, you also appreciate them for what they do. And what happens, as you know, Melissa, is that when we're entrepreneurs and when if we are creating our own business, we need the other energies to be able to complement the things that we can't do. And this is where a lot of entrepreneurs fail. They actually try and do it all themselves because of lack of money, perhaps in startup and all of those things. And I've definitely helped a lot of my friends, and you know, I'm in a mastermind group, and you know, we all celebrate each other, but it's also an opportunity for anyone on this call to come across, and you can do one yourself, because it's really, really, really helpful. And it's also helpful for families. It's helpful to know what your children are and what energy they are, because I've got, like, you know, an introvert son, you know, that don't talk to me so much, mum. You know, it's like, once you understand what they are, and you can just do this little test, and there is a little there's a Genius U simple test that is actually about the 4 energies. So you have 4 different energies. There's blaze, dynamo, steel, and tempo, and they're all very different. And you can actually explore that with the Genius U test. And it's really cool to actually, you know, to try it out and see, you know, what's my friend, or what's my mom, or what's my dad. So, like, that's what I'm actually offering for free as a gift to anyone who wants to come across to my page and pop in their email address. It's actually free for you to do that for yourself, for anybody else. And there's also in my training, there's also a possibility to do the passion test and the purpose test. So people say to me, oh, I don't know what my passion is, and all the rest of it. So these little psychometry tests are just amazing. But the talent dynamics one particularly, I believe that, well, this is what I've experienced. I've experienced that people can tell their children that they're great. Their teachers can tell them. They can hear it everywhere, but until they actually believe it themselves, until they take the test and actually go, wow, yeah, that's right. And I always thought, you know, like I was not good enough in that area. Well, you don't need to be. And they can take the test, and then they believe in themselves. They own it because they did the test. They realize that, you know, that it isn't just an outward thing where someone's telling them, you know, how great they are. They've got to believe it and own it themselves. And I've seen so much transformation through that happening, and then to be able to support them ongoing if necessary.
Yeah, and I think it's great to be in a community where you can get inspired by other people who have already got their own business, or they're doing a career that they absolutely love because they have had that clarity from doing that test and that consult with you, so that they're on the right path. Because let's face it, times have changed so much now. We don't know what jobs are going to be around in the future. So if you can find something that you're really passionate and connected with right now, and just be brave. Being an entrepreneur is a leap of faith, isn't it, Di? Mm-hmm. And we have to trust and follow, like you said, our mess is our message, you know. And I was in a mess when I started my business. You know, my son was about to have a kidney transplant. I had to be a stay-at-home mum. I was looking for ways I could do that. And then I just Googled how to start an online business, and everything just went from there. So, you know, you've got to surround yourself with like-minded people. And I think you will get inspired going into Di's group. And she's a wealth of knowledge. And as I said, times are changing so much now that you really need to do this test for yourself, understand it, and know what your strengths are. And when you do the test yourself, you will then see how important and relevant and valuable it will be for your children. So whether they could be even in year 9 looking at electives, right, as young as that, because that's when they start setting them up for their career, so to speak. And the kids have got no idea like what they want to be when they grow up at 14, you know. So, and also I love the fact that we can do these tests in our family to get to really know each other a little bit better, how we can communicate and relate to each other.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I do think that mentoring is the key, especially coming from the school environment to an entrepreneurial environment. And it could be that I can just help them to actually choose a course at university. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean they have to start their own business. So it's really as I said, just having them be certain about their path, and that gives confidence, that gives passion, to be able to complete and really, really enjoy it. So, if they're not, we're paying for all of these courses and things, and we're finding out the hard way, and so are they, and they're wasting a lot of time in their lives. So, as you said, by having the Facebook group, my idea of that is to be able to ask questions, to be able to see, and I will be, and I have interviewed already in that group. There's interviews there already, and showing the proof of what is possible, and just, giving people hope. And that's my real passion, and that's my wish for everyone. But I really would like to ask all of you your help to actually be able to help me create that for all of the people out there, the depression, the suicide, and the incredible unemployment that I just see is rising rapidly as we've got this COVID happening. So that's my real desire at the moment. I'm an empty nester, actually. So I have the time to do it, and I'm called to do it. And I thank you, Melissa, for allowing me to be able to spread this message and ask for the help I need just to reach these young adults that I know and I believe totally will be really, really glad they joined the group here.
Because I remember my brother saying to me years ago when I was first separating and realising I had to go back to the workforce. And I said, I don't want to go to a job that I hate just because it brings in the money and pays the bills. And he just looked at me, he's like, well, good luck with that, because, that just doesn't happen. Didn't believe it happened. And yet my father was an entrepreneur, and so was his father. They had their own business and absolutely loved it, and employed like 50 plus people. So I think I saw the freedom, I saw the lifestyle, I saw the difference that, my father has made in the world, and the legacy that he's left behind. My father and my grandfather, they worked on all the ships, all the P&O cruise ships, the naval ships, the Sydney ferries, like that work will be forever, in the ethos. Because they've built and repaired the pier at Sydney Harbour and all around the foreshore and all sorts of things like that. So, and being able to employ, he's employed a lot of our family and given them trades and set them up. So it's a great thing to be an entrepreneur. Yes, it has its ups and downs, but as you said, if we can not try and do everything, just like a business owner doesn't do everything. A business owner owns the business, but then they employ the manager, they employ the waitress, or the staff, the bookkeeper, the accountant, all those sort of things. And when we're first starting out, yes, we can't do everything, because we often are starting on a shoestring budget, but we can get started, and there's ways that we can grow our profile and our income for free. Just like you're getting free publicity right now doing this interview with me and getting exposure.
Yes, Melissa. And the thing is that, as I said, the mentorship and surrounding yourself and knowing who to surround yourself with, because not only does the talent dynamics test give you your individual talent and strength, but then on a team basis, and that really does help entrepreneurs, it actually allows you to know exact what energy and who you need to balance and make the flow happen in your business. So anyone today that gets on my Facebook group will have the opportunity to do the Genius U test, which is a free test, and anyone in the family can do it. So you can go right around and enjoy that. But I'm sure you're going to get a lot of benefit for yourself in your own business, because you will understand as entrepreneurs that, we do need, absolute, help with other aspects of our business. So, I really hope it helps everybody in that sense. And I know for a fact that until you experience something, you really can't, actually, share that with other people as much. It's not, something to, share when you don't understand it. So I want, all of the people on this call to be able to do that and to be able to understand it themselves, so they can actually reach out and help young people, which is my passion.
Well, lots of people love to do quizzes, don't they? So who wouldn't want to know what their genius is and what their talent is, what their strengths are? So we'll put the link below, as I said, to Dianne's Facebook group. Go and do that Genius U test, and why not do it on your children and give them that gift and start that process, and have a consult with Di, because she is so knowledgeable, and it can save you tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars going down the wrong path, whether that's university or, you know, the wrong business, or even going into the wrong relationships. Like, it can help you in all of your life, not just your career. So, you know, it'll get you on the right path to be in flow, because as Di says, you need to be in flow to create success in your life and your business. So thank you so much for joining us, Di.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Melissa. It's been an absolute honour and a pleasure. I really thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You're welcome. And we'll see you next time on the Visibility Show. And remember to shine bright, because the world needs you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.